How doing, everybody? Nice back here again, and today I've got another inbox review for you, and today we're going to be looking at Airfix's 177 second, Avro Lancaster, the BIII version. Okay, so this has been out a few years now, their Lancaster. I don't know how long off the top of my head, but it was one of their newer releases when they started, fetching a lot of the newer releases out, and this is one of the first ones that they did. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll get straight onto the oven and we'll get cracking. So as always, we start with the instruction manual. Okay, you get two schemes in this, which we'll go on to in a minute. And as normal, we've got a little bit of blurb on the front in English, French and German. I think it's German anyway. And then we've got a bit more on the inside. We've also got a little bit about the assembly instructions before we then move straight into the build. And we start with the interior, the main interior of this aircraft. This looks like it's going to be the flight deck. Just looking through yet. So we start off with the flight deck. Okay, so we've got this long big panel. We've got some wing spars that are going on there. Okay, we then move on to building the pilot seat, putting the control yoke in, the pilots in, the instrument panel, all going on there. Before then we start putting some of the clear parts in for the windows that go along this aircraft. We've then got the flight deck going in with the raised part for the actual pilot himself. We then start looking at the bomb aimer's position. As you can see here, we have got what looks like the navigator section with this part here. They potentially will be some maps on the decal scheme, which we'll look at. Again, that all goes together. That then goes in to the actual fuselage. We put some more windows, lights in. More windows on this part, another seating with another what looks like a radio compartment before we join the fuselage, and then move on to putting some of these bulkheads together for, let's just make sure, the wheel wells and the engine. So these will be the two inboard engines. Okay, moving on to doing exactly the same on the other wing before we then attach the lower wing to it on both sides. Moving on to the tail of this aircraft, so you can see the tail going on there without the vertical stabilizers on. Moving on to building up the engine nacelles themselves. No engines with this kit. Okay, but you can see all those going on. The shrouds to stop the flame, because obviously this was a bomber, so it'd be flying at night. Again, we've got all the engines there. We've got the engine and the wheel bay part there, as you can see, going on to the actual wings, and then mounting the two outboard engines. We'll then start looking at whether we want these to have an open or closed bomb bay, as you can see just here. Okay, it's got a question mark whether you want it closed up like that, as you can see it on there as well, all closed up. Wheels down, so the main wheel legs. Okay, both the front and the rear section. Some more parts for the wheels before we then move on to the undercarriage covers. Okay, some control surfaces, some flaps on there going on, and it'll tell you whether you want it to neutral or extended. Final bits going on to the engine, tail planes going on. Before then we have a look at the bomb bay. You can see. So bomb loads to this model are available separately in the bomb resupply set. So you can have multiple different bombs actually in there. You can see with the bomb bay open. We've got the tail wheel, main wheels, which look like the weighted on wheel. We've got the nose section going on. Before we then start looking at all the turrets and all the glazing. So we've got the, what's that one? That's probably the tail. Excuse me, yep, there we are, the tail turret. We have the fuselage turret. Then we've got the nose turret going on. The main canopy going on. And then we have the props all going in and other aerials, dangly bits, bits for control surfaces and all that sort of stuff. And then the bomb loadouts, just like so. Okay. We'll then move on to the colour call out. So we get two. So we've got one S for sugar from number 467 Squadron, the Royal Australian Air Force, RAF Waddington in Lincolnshire, from England 1944. And normal with Airfix, it's all in Humbrol colours. The second one is number 57 Squadron, from East Kirkby, Lincolnshire in England in July 1944. So again, we've got all Humbrol colours, and the main difference being this tail fin. It's all red with a black stripe down it. Alright, so we can move straight on to the plastic. So, main one of upper wings, fuselage, that flight deck, and the top of the bomb bay. And looking at it, so some texture, but once you've primed it, it should get rid of that. Some panel lines, some might think they're overdone, but once you get a little bit of paint on them and what have you, it should knock it all back. Some nice fabric detail on these controlled surfaces. Some nice detail on the wheel bay, bomb bay roof. Okay, turn it over. I'm not expecting a great deal, but you can see we've got some nice detail in the wheel bays, and I don't know whether that's just strengthening it or whether that's meant to be there once we actually, yeah, it will be, because once the control surfaces, you have them down. Some detail in the actual cockpit. We're going to have to look at getting rid of some of these ejection pin marks. One there, one there, one there potentially, and some in the nose. Next through, we're looking at some more of the control surfaces. So, not control surface, some more of the wheels parts. So we've got the legs, we've got the bomb bay, open parts. I don't know whether that's open for the bomb bay, but it's all looking really, really nice. I don't know what that might be, the tail wheel just there. If you're having these open, you will have to definitely get rid of these injection or mold marks, whichever way you want to call them. There's our one and only figure. Pilot just there. More than serviceable in 70 seconds once it's under all that glazing. Next through, we have parts of the control surfaces. We've got parts of the cockpit. So we've got a panel there. We've got another panel there. We've got some of the 50 cals, or the 50 cals, or the 303s. I can't remember the 303s on this aircraft. A seat, part of the turret, wheel wells, nice piping on these. All looks really nice. Nice detail within these control surfaces. That's really, really nice actually. And note, no injection marks on this one, on these parts, which is a godsend really, because we're trying to keep that detail out and not get rid of it. So that's really, really nice. So next we're talking engine nacelles, and again there's some nice rivet detail, some nice panel line detail. We've got our props, we've got the two different types this aircraft used, and again we have some nice detail on the radiators just here. All our engine stubs, or exhaust stubs should I say. The chin radiators just there. Again, some nice detail on this. Bear in mind this is 1/72, so yeah, for what's there it looks really, really nice. So now we've got the other fuselage off, we've got the lower wings and some other parts, one of the wing spars. We've got weight on wheels like I said, and again exactly the same as the other sprue we saw of this. Some nice detail, again some injection marks. That bit there we'd have to deal with because there's meant to be a decal that goes over there, and that decal sinks straight into that, so you'd have to deal with that. But yeah, really, really nice detail. Onto the clear parts. So some nice clear parts on here. That bit's a little bit foggy, which I think it's meant to be. Okay. But yeah, some nice crystal clear parts. Next up, we've got the decals. So these are going to be our Cartograph decals, and as you can see, they're really, really nice. We've got that map I was talking about just there. So really beautifully done. Yep, nicely done. Just reading that. No enemy plane will fly over the Reich territory. So that's what Hermann Göring said. Okay, and they have that as part of their either their motto or whatever for 467 Squadron. So that's Airfix's Avro Lancaster BIII. Okay, so a really, really nice looking kit. Okay, I can't see you having any problems building it. The detail looks really nice on there, and once you've weathered it and whatever, it should pop really, really well. It's 70 seconds, so it's not going to be overly detailed for Airfix do, but other than that, it's really, really nice. Really nice. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.